Morning, it's the 24th of April and it's still cold. It's 1 degree today. Anyway, that's enough of the weather forecast. If you can remember, a couple of weeks ago Curtis and I played around with this 90 behind me. We had problems with the it wouldn't start. Well, first of all, the battery was completely frozen, which was a bit of a shame because it was a brand new battery. It's dead as a doornail. Ended up being the ignition coil. I suspect that somebody's left the ignition on all the time, burnt the coil out and flattened the battery. That's not good, and of course over winter it froze up. Dead. What a waste of money that was, eh? But also, we had a problem with the clutch. There was no fluid in the cylinder. So we bled it through and everything was hunky-dory. But I left it for a couple of weeks because I was a bit suspicious about it, because where was the fluid going? It just doesn't evaporate. It had the cap on it, so it shouldn't have gone anywhere. But the other day when I came out, no fluid in the reservoir. Now I put a piece of cardboard under the bell housing and under the cylinder to see if it was dripping, and by doing that the cardboard would absorb any fluid and it'd give me a pinpoint to where it would be. Anyway, I was going to move it yesterday because I wanted a parking space for me car, and there's no clutch again. So I took the carpet out. I'll show you what I found. Right, so where was the fluid going? Well, we can see kind of under here that this paint has all lifted off, and if you look closely here, see if we can get some light on it, there's fluid running down the back of the bulkhead there. Bugger. So we're going to have to change the master cylinder, which involves taking this pedal out, which involves taking the brake tower out. Oh look, they put the pedal rubber on the wrong way around, and that one. In order to get to the bolts at the top of here, we've got to take this off, we've got to take that off because there's a little screw under there. We've got to loosen those screws up and drop this out, and then we can get to the two bolts. We've got to take the spring off. We have to take quite a few bits and pieces off. Let's have a look under the bonnet. So we're going to lift the bonnet up out the way. Yeah, we've got a few tricky little nuts and bolts to undo, but you can see on the left-hand drive the access to the master is virtually impossible. Now I know I have seen some people change them in situ, some people take the inner, the wing off. What a mess about that is. But what we're going to do is undo the bolt nuts here for the master cylinder, for the brake, pull this out the way, undo this bracket here so the pipes come off, so we can pull this forward, and then we don't need to take that out completely, but it's going to help. We need to tip it to one side, and then we can undo that pipe off there, and that's it out. Easier said than done, isn't it? So master cylinder off but not disconnected, bolts out of the floor, and now we can push that. We can push it to one side, or we can take it out if we wish. What if we can take it out? I mean, it's not a very long job, but like I say, it's a bit sort of tricky. Come on. Oh, wait a minute, I've got the wires on the stop switch. Now, a bit of a struggle there as usual, but that's the story of my life. Now we can get good access to get this 9/16 nut off here, then it's just a matter of lifting it out. Right, that's the bolts out. I said it was 9/16 this nut, it's actually 1/2 inch. I was telling you lies. So now we should be able to get that cylinder out of there without any tears. Without any tears, we've got to get the pipe out of there. Oh well. And there we have the offending item. Right, so we've got the cylinder off, it's on the bench now. There she be. Excuse me. It looks like somebody's been in this before because they haven't quite put the screws in. We'll get this adapter off somehow. That shouldn't be that tight. And we'll replace the copper washer. Let's see if there is one. Oh, there is one. Next we'll do under all these screws. Right, there we go, that's that off. We'll keep all those screws in a pile so we lose them all together. Next thing we're going to have to take off, which would be easier, is to undo these 13 mils here. Let's get some spanners. We can get a spanner in there, we can get a socket in there. Yeah, I have known people do these on the car, which is a real mess about trying to get to this bottom bolt here. A real pain. It's easier if you do it like this. Right, and then we need two 13mm to undo these two here. Naturally these will all be seized up, but we'll see how it goes. I don't think I can quite get in there with the socket. A little pair of needle nose self-locking pliers are excellent for this. There we go. We'll proceed to take this nut out of here. See, that's turning now, so that's good. Instead of turning all the shaft. This is very common on the series 2As and 3s, it's all the same. Get that nut off. They didn't put lock nuts on these bits because otherwise they're a bugger to adjust. There we go. And then getting them off, and that will come out of there. And there's the washer. The pivot's nice and free, so that's good. We'll put some grease onto that, and we'll also grease up this pivot here. But first of all, I know you're all dying to know, what's this cylinder like? Yeah, you can see, look at the state of the rubber. Look at it, it's all perished. Look at that crap in there, look at that. It's poo central, isn't it? Right, where's my airline gone? And there we go. The seal is absolutely finished. Look at that, I don't know what they've put into it. I bet you somebody's put engine oil in this. That seal is absolutely knackered, it's so soft. Wouldn't surprise me if they put engine oil in it. Boing, 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 boing. It shouldn't be like that. Anyway. You can see quite clearly on here what happens with these old style, that the piston's been tipping. You see what I mean? It's been running on here and running on here. Well, the problem is as this is going in and out, it's wearing out the surface inside here for the seal to sit on. Well, that's no good, is it? Right. So the next thing, we're going to have a look at this pivot. Actually, it feels nice and free. I wonder if it'll do with a bit of oil. We'll take this plug out of here Oh, that's what's that? 7/16, isn't it? This is all a mismatch of all sorts of stuff. Greased. Oh, is the word. That's good. This is good. We know that's good. There's a real kerfuffle trying to get these pedals and bushings out of here. Is that 7/16? Oh, yeah. I don't see much inch stuff here. Well, not on Land Rovers, it's all generally metric. There we go. Let's put those back. So that would have been a 1/4 UNF. If you ever want to know, that's going to be really nice. That's not going to make a squeak. So the next thing, we'll get our new cylinder in. Now, as I say, I've already rebuilt these, so there's no point really doing it twice and taking them apart. But you know, like some people, you know, buy kits for them, but you know, they're not really worth it. The ones I like is the ones that's TRW. They're the ones, they redesigned the piston a lot better. I'll put a link. What am I looking for? Oh, okay. Right up to the top. Oh, where's the washer? Yeah. Putting that away. Get our bolt in. Oops. Like so. Well, this one's always a bit tricky, the bottom one. This is why it's easier to do it with it off the car. It didn't take long to get it off. You know what I mean? Maybe half an hour or so, I don't know. Not even that, I don't think. Oh no, wait a minute, I'm getting paid for this, so it took about 2 hours. Now, where's the hole? There we are, change position. Through. So like you need to be like an octopus. We'll do an old trick. We'll turn that to one side, twist it so it locks the bolt in place. Get your nut on, and then tighten them up. That's nice, isn't it? Now we've got to adjust it. That's why we haven't done anything. Yeah, now this is the tricky piece. This is where everybody sort of makes a huge mistake trying to get these adjusted properly. So what we want to do is clean that off. I'll go and get some paper and we're going to blow down it. I suppose you could use compressed air for this, but well, perk of the job, innit? So what we're going to try and achieve is going to blow down here to see if there's any air coming out of here, so that when the pedal's at rest, so when we blow down, oh, nothing, see? Nothing. That means that the seal at the end here is shutting off that valve, so we need to move this in a bit here, somehow. There we go. Alright. That's already pushed in, so that wants to come out a bit. Might need a bit of fiddly to get the nut to move. There should be no tension on this. There should be no tension on that rod, Stuart. And of course we've got the pedal against the stop, so if you press it down like that, you know, blow it down again, still no go. So we've got to keep backing that nut off. Oh, did you see that? Well, that's working, isn't it? Oh, it's almost there. It's almost there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the other nut on so it can pull that shaft a bit closer. That's why you do it on the bench, not on the car. Because otherwise you won't be able to bleed, it won't bleed through. I'm going to put that nut on, we've got the washer on. Wind it down. I can blow through that. Yeah, tricky. Tricky poo. That's why it's important to have the spring on as well, the return spring. I can blow through that, that's alright. Yeah, that's alright. That's going to work. I like to put things into smaller quantities and rather than knocking the whole bloody shooting match over. You know what I mean? Right, so we'll put a bit of fluid in. Top it up. Now if we back this screw off with a bit of luck, fluid should be coming out. Yeah. Just a little tiny push and it'll come out. You see the fluid coming out? Coming out on its own. That's good. Right, let's put the cap on. I'm not cleaning it all up or anything like that. Bugging. Messing about. Car's a mess anyway, nobody cares. It's not a bloody Rolls Royce, is it? Nobody's bothered. Yeah, somebody's had this off before because the cap's upside down. Oh well, how unusual for a Land Rover to be worked on several times in its life. So I've got it all mounted up, I put a new copper washer on, everything's fine, and now we're sort of gravity bleeding it through. Shouldn't take much. You can see the level going down because it's got a head of pressure, so it's pushing it through. And of course, the line will be devoid of air, so that's not too bad. No, and access is really good because you can get to it kind of easy. I wonder if I could get inside and press the pedal. Oh yeah, I can. That's better. Did you hear the air come out? Must have trapped a bit there in the packet. Lovely jubbly. That's topped up. Just going to check the pipe. screws tight. That's fine. Oh. So as I say in the Haynes book, replacement is a reverse of taking it all off. I don't know if you want to see that, but anyway, it's not too bad, it's done. But that's going to be a good clutch now. Just shows you, I'm sure somebody's put like a motor oil or something like that, not brake fluid in it. That's perished the seal. If you do get stuck of brake fluid for clutches, not brakes but clutches, you can always use milk. Don't put any oil in it. You just put milk in it, because it won't go rusty or anything like that, and it won't perish the seals. But you have to bleed it through once you get back to base, you know, wherever you're going to be. Right, that's enough from me. Let's get this fitted.